I'm joined today by Leomana Martinez, going to be taking on Drako Rodriguez, coming up here on Contender Series on September 8th. Leomana, how are you?
I'm doing well, James. Thank you.
No problem. Well, it's great to talk to you. I got to ask, when did you find out about this fight? Because I know for some of the Contender Series fighters, they had those fights booked during COVID and then they moved them down. Were you one of those, or was this a little bit of a later edition?
Yes, sir. Actually, I was supposed to have a title defense for Fury this past March, and that obviously got canceled due to COVID. And that same day got canceled is the same day I found out I was going to get this Contender Series opportunity.
Which is great. I mean, obviously, a title's nice, but to be on Contender Series, it must be really awesome to get the news. How excited were you when you found out you got this opportunity?
I was pumped, man. It's everything I've worked for and, pretty much dreamed of. And to get this shot, this opportunity, something I'm definitely not going to let pass. And just can't wait to go out there and perform.
Was this something you were expecting? I mean, you have a great record, but you never know with Contender Series. There's a lot of politics and all that stuff. But were you feeling confident something like this was going to happen after the fight was postponed?
I definitely seen it coming. My management had been kind of updating me and letting me know. And I was trying not to think about it too much because I obviously wanted to worry about my fight in March. But I had a real good feeling it was coming, and super thankful and happy that Jason and the guys at Iridium helped me get this shot. And
as far as your journey in MMA, when did that start? When did combat sports get on your radar?
Oh man, it's been in my life pretty much since I was born. So I started karate when I was 4 years old. Received my black belt at the age of 7, which is of course fairly young, but literally it's all my life revolved around. And from there, I kind of did a little bit of jiu-jitsu, started doing a little bit of kickboxing, and then at 17 had my amateur debut and my professional debut at 20 years old, and then now we're here.
At what point did you realize this was something you want to do as a career? Was that early on, or did that take place maybe when you started actually taking fights?
It was probably in my early teen years.
Nice.
I had pretty much an older brother I never had. His name was Humberto De Leon, and I would travel with him to Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and he'd always be out there fighting, winning, of course, and it kind of really inspired me and made me think like, man, I really want to do this, and sure enough, here I am.
Yeah, it's worked out well for you, I'd say. What are some fighters that you like watching? I know you're established in your career now, but I'm sure you're still a fan at heart. Who do you enjoy, watching compete? Are there any favorites for you?
Oh, for sure, off rip. Taking it back to the old days, BJ Penn. His scrappiness style, and of course my Hawaiian background that falls into it is somebody I really enjoy watching. But nowadays, even though he just retired, DC, of course, really like Darren Till a lot. And got a few more, but those are the ones I can think off the top of my head.
That's a great list. I mean, if you were to make a list of bodyguards, I think all those guys would be pretty good if you ever needed one. I mean, more for me because I don't fight, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Now, is MMA like a full-time job for you, or do you have like a job on the side to pay the bills and everything? How are you getting by?
No, sir. MMA is definitely my full-time career. My parents and I actually did run our own karate school gym, but obviously due to COVID, we had to shut down, unfortunately. And of course, we definitely plan on open back up. So I did have my students and my kids that I would teach, but that's on pause right now. And thankfully, I've been able to just focus on just training and getting better.
And you got a tough opponent here in the debut. Actually, you guys have identical records. Rodriguez was the guy I know that was supposed to fight in the UFC, and then I think King of the Cage blocked him from taking that opportunity because he was under contract. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
I read up a little bit on that about how he got blocked off and this and that, but I don't know too much about him. I've seen he's got a little bit of a boxing background. I feel like I've seen way more tougher opponents, and I trained with the best: Adrian Yanez, Jacob Silva, Michael Aswell, Cameron, bunch of guys here at Metro, and they really helped me push. And I don't see him being nowhere near my level, and definitely come September 8th, finishing him.
I'm glad you brought up Adrian Yanez. I was going to bring that up. How cool is that to see him not only get that knockout on Contender Series, but also, get the UFC contract? Because I know he's a guy that's been chomping at the bit for a while. I know he had that close loss to Miles Johns, but to see him, get that must pump you up ahead of your fight.
It was awesome. Yeah, actually, I couldn't sleep that night after he won. It was like, man, that's my teammate, and I knew he was going to go out there and I knew he was going to go out there and finish it the exact way he did. I wasn't so sure about the time. That was super early, super quick, because he's usually patient and, will maybe finish it in the later round or rounds. But that was just awesome, amazing to see him go out there and do that. And it couldn't work out any better, because now I'm up. And then Jacob had a really good showing out there this past Tuesday. And then it's just my turn now.
Yeah, did you feed off that? I mean, seeing your teammates compete, and just especially on Contender Series, it's not like they're fighting in another promotion. Like, you must kind of living vicariously through them a little bit, just watching those fights, being like, okay, I'm going to do this when I get in the cage.
Yeah, of course. I definitely feed off of it. Like I said, even when Jacob fought this past Tuesday, I had a rough time going to bed because I was just so amped, so pumped. I was like, man, my shot's coming in 2 weeks. I got to be a little bit more patient, but it's definitely going to be my turn to get in there soon and just scrap, go out there and show all the hard work I've put in and just perform to the best of my ability.
How's the weight cut going ahead of this fight?
It's going super well, I've pretty much been in fight camp since the beginning of the year, obviously, because I was going to fight in March. So I'm not worried one bit about my weight cut. I always come in as professional, whether it's championship weight at 135 or if I'm allowed that extra pound at 136, I will go in there and be on weight. So I'm doing awesome. I'm doing well.
Who's going to be in the cage with you that night as far as your corner?
I'll have, of course, my head coach, Salsa Elise from Metro, and then somebody who's been in my corner since day one, my father. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah. Not many people know. But yeah, my dad's been in my corner since day one. He's helped me, of course, establish my career, trained me since I was young, pushed me, and just helped me be the person I am today. So I'm very thankful, very grateful. And, man, I can't wait to see the smile on his face. And I think he's probably going to end up crying when I do get that contract. But it'll be tears of joy. And I'm just going to be so happy to make him proud. And, of course, my mother and the rest of my family, my brother and sister as well.
How do you see the fight unfolding on September 8th? You feel like you're going to get the win, but how do you see it playing out?
I've visualized it numerous times, multiple times, ran it in my head. And I see me finishing him. I've said it before, whether it's standing, whether it's on the ground, I'm going to continue to have my 7th win by finish, whether, of course, it's by submission, knockout, TKO. I've said I can see a head kick. Now I can see me submitting him. There's just any type of way I'm going to finish him, I will for sure come September 8th.
What would it mean to get that UFC contract, especially at your age and achieving this goal that I know, like you said, has started since, 7 years old? What would that mean to you?
It'd mean the world, and I'd be happy, I'd be excited, but I knew it was coming, like I said, since I was 4 years old, this has been something I've worked hard to come to achieve, and, it'll only be the beginning of my career. I feel like some of these fighters thinking they made it just because they signed a contract, but not for me. That's just going to be the beginning of my time and the beginning of me to get ready to take over.
We talked about you as the fighter. What about downtime? What do you like doing outside the cage? What are your hobbies? I don't know if you play any video games or watch any Netflix, or what would I find you doing when you're not beating people up?
That's funny you mentioned video games. I do occasionally play a lot of video games, specifically Call of Duty.
Of course, yeah. It's like mandatory if you're a fighter to play Call of Duty. I think a lot of them play it, which is cool.
Yeah. Us fighters, or personally for myself, I don't like to do much on the weekends, as far as going out or hanging out. I really like to just stay home, rest, help my body recover. And what's better to do besides twiddle your thumbs on Call of Duty and, help your body reset and get ready for another hard week at work and grind. So really just video games. Of course, I like working out, training, literally since I've done, of course, since I was a young kid, just constantly working, evolving, trying to get better. And that's pretty much about it.
We're looking forward to this fight. It's coming up here September 8th. It is Contender Series. Anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media? I'll give you the last word.
You can just follow me on Instagram or Twitter at monandboy7. Thankful to everyone who supported me since day one. I know September 8th, everybody, my family from Hawaii, my family from Houston, Seattle, everywhere is going to be tuned in watching, and I can't wait to go out there and make you guys proud and just show out and sign that contract.